District court judge ordered a Baltimore grandmother held without bail. Now, this follows her arrest after her grandchild got a hold of a gun and accidentally shot herself while visiting that grandmother in Northwest Baltimore over the weekend.
WJZ investigator Mike Hellgren is live at District Court with more on this breaking news. And Mike, what just happened?
Nikki, Denise, we learned in court that the grandmother is a drug counselor. She is 5 years sober. Her boss and relatives were here to support her, about a dozen people here in the courtroom. They declined to speak afterward. The public defender says the grandmother did not know the gun was in the house and it was not hers.
Hello everyone, welcome to The Unbreakable Woman. My name is Dr. Jenny. Today we're going to talk about this little girl that just died in Baltimore. The reason why it's really dear to my heart is because where this incident happened is just a stone throw from my business. Before I get into this discussion, let me remind you, wives, mothers, girlfriend, godchild, we are the finest of God's creation. It is a statement of fact. So this little girl was found by her grandmother in a pool of blood, and the grandmother tried to conceal the weapon. Her grandmother, was not supposed to be anywhere near a gun because she has felony conviction. She caught her son and she took the gun. She wanted to hide the gun so that nobody would see it. And my problem is, this girl, first of all, she's a minor. She's not supposed to be by herself. And if you left a minor by herself, why didn't you make sure that everything is closed?
The 9-year-old victim is still hospitalized after she somehow obtained a gun that police say was not secured and accidentally shot herself in the head. Now, her 51-year-old grandmother, Alethea Mitchell, faces several charges in connection with the incident, including allowing a minor access to the weapon and illegally being in possession of a weapon despite a past felony conviction. The incident happened inside Mitchell's home on Ingleside Avenue Saturday afternoon and has stunned neighbors in the Pimlico community.
It's very tragic and so sad. A 9-year-old getting their hands on a gun, which it shouldn't be around a child's reach at all. It should be in a safe, somewhere far, far away from the child. That's the most terrifying thing, that a 9-year-old could get shot like that and by her own hands.
Police say Mitchell's granddaughter was staying with her. Mitchell went to work and arrived home in the afternoon to find her granddaughter bleeding in an upstairs bedroom. According to charging documents WJZ obtained, Mitchell initially said the gun belonged to her ex-boyfriend and she moved it prior to police arriving on the scene. She also called her son for help.
I just give them...
the gun should not be out in the open. The gun should not be where somebody else who invades your house should be able to have access to it. The reason why I wanted to also make this video is because I remember when I opened my business, the first day I opened my beauty supply, I got robbed. And I was advised to go get a gun license. That scared the hell out of me. But the number 2 reason why I didn't want to get a gun as a business owner was because my son was 6 years old then. And being that he was 6 years old, I knew that he was curious. He wanted to find out things. So me getting a gun, I didn't know, even if I hid in a box, I felt like one day he's gonna find where the box was or where the lock was or something and, do something with it. That was always my fear. My daughter wasn't my fear, it was my son. Because of that, because of him, I didn't get a gun. At the age of 6 years old, I didn't get a gun. So there are things that we should put in place, or things that we should think through before we let a minor into our house, before we let a minor stay in close proximity with a firearm. Now this little girl, she has lost her life. The grandmother is also gonna go to jail. So when you look at it, the family is grieving for the little girl that died, and also be grieving for the mom or for the grandmother who is going to jail. No wonder the Bible says all things are lawful, but all things are not necessary. My advice to you, to my fellow mothers, to my fellow sisters, to our brothers, if you have a gun, please keep it somewhere safe where only you will know the code to it, where only you or your wife or your husband will know the code to it. You might say, I live by myself. Nobody comes to my house. But you don't know when or how. Maybe one of your nephews, one of your cousins are going to come to the house, or is going to come to the house. And you might not have the time to think that you have a gun somewhere. If you get a gun, go and get a safe box where you can keep your gun. Keep it safe. Because you know, this generation, they are curious. Nobody knew what happened. Maybe the girl was just, walking around in the house. She was by herself. Nobody knew what happened. She just saw a gun and like, let me try it. Let me see if it works. Let me see what a gun is. Let me see what it looks like. And maybe she accidentally, as she was trying to look at it, she just shot herself. Nobody knew what happened. She just shot herself. If somebody was in the house, maybe the girl could have survived. But nobody was in the house. She was left alone with a pink gun that was stolen from North Carolina or South Carolina in 2017. We need to do better by our children, our grandchildren. Nobody is saying don't get a gun. What we are saying is make sure that your guns are secured. Because before, when something like this happened, they really don't charge the parents or the grandparents. But now everybody is going in. Even when your child gets a gun and take a gun to the school to go and shoot, whoever has that gun, whoever bought that gun is going in. So gone are the days when you think because your child went to a school and shot up people that you're not going to be held accountable. Now you're going to be held accountable. And nobody's stopping you from having your rifle. Nobody's stopping you from getting a gun. What we are saying is make sure that your guns are safe for you and you alone. And there is a reason. I remember somebody wanted to sell a set of knives to me, where you stack up knives. Somebody wanted to sell that to me. I remember my sister was killed with a knife. The thought of having knives stacked up on top of my counter and somebody walking in, or maybe somebody breaking into my house and see it, that's just a weapon that you've kept for somebody to just use on you. That's why no matter what, you can't tell me anything that will make me buy knives and put them in a knife rack and just decorate them on my counter table. You can't pay me enough. You can't pay me enough. To whom brain is given, sense is also required. Sense is just required. I feel for this family now, because they are grieving the girl that just died, and they are also going to be grieving for the grandmother who is going to be going to jail. And you try to conceal it so that nobody will know what happened. Please put your comments in the comment section, and tell us ways that we can get our guns secured, in case our viewers who have guns. I mean, to me, the safest place is to get a safe deposit box and just put it in there and put the lock and padlock it. That's it. Okay, my books are on Amazon.com. The Women's 10 Rules for a Happy Life, and this one is The Hidden Diary of a Bishop's Wife, My Untold Truth, and this one is my latest book, A Constipated Life: How to Break Free from Self-Imposed Limitations. Get a copy on Amazon.com. I will talk to you next time. Bye.